Right now, it is time to stuff the bus. How you can help get the wheels spinning on our back to school fundraiser.
Plus, being ready for college means knowing how to keep yourself safe. A local partnership is helping students do just that.
And a new Madison Metro route is coming to a busy city suburb. Find out which one.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now This Morning on your Monday. I'm Kyrie Lee.
I'm Chris Stanford. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a lot to get to this morning.
Yes.
It's a big day. We've been waiting for this one for a long time. Might feel a little early to some folks out there, but
it's not.
Let's talk back to school.
Back to school is less than a month away for a lot of districts across our area.
All right, so we got our big Stuff the Bus campaign going on this morning. And Savannah Brito and Josh Sprider are out there across from Hilldale Shopping Center to kickstart the whole thing. Good morning.
Hey.
Hey guys, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Stuff the Bus officially underway. We can see the bus behind us this morning. Shout out to Lamers Bus Lines in Wanakee for giving us another big yellow bus as we get our event underway here this morning. Hard to believe we're already talking back to school.
I know. Some kids go back, in a week or two?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's August 4th. How did we get here so fast?
Although we got on scene this morning and it's a little chilly this morning, so I'm like, Savannah, it's kind of giving me some back to school vibes.
Exactly. Yeah, it is fall-like this morning as far as temperatures go. We also have visibility issues and smoke still present out there. That's the big thing. But yeah, we're waking up into the mid-50s across most of Dane County, 55 right now in Madison. There's a few areas that are a little bit warmer than that. Stoughton sitting at 57 this morning, so is Belleville. And then a couple of areas, mainly along Milwaukee, Sheboygan, Lake Michigan, are a little bit warmer than that. Most of southern Wisconsin is waking up in the lower to mid-50s, though. These are visibilities low because of the smoke that we're currently still dealing with. I was talking about that over the weekend and late last week, that once the high pressure system that's overhead starts to break down, that's when we'll see a big improvement in our overall air quality. But we're down to 3 miles in Madison right now. Lone Rock, Boscobel, and Camp Douglas all down to just a quarter of a mile, so much lower visibility to our west. Everyone's still going to be in the unhealthy for all, the sensitive, the unhealthy for some in the orange color. But I do think once we get past that and into Wednesday and Thursday, our high pressure starts to break down a little bit. And that's when we can expect better air quality, but it's been so smoky lately.
You know, it's unfortunate because the weather has been really fantastic.
Exactly.
Over the weekend, it was comfortable,
Yeah.
It was nice, other than the smoke. But the nice thing is we've got a beautiful day underway.
Exactly.
Other than the smoke, all you have to do is stop on by here. We are at the Walgreens on University Avenue, right across from Hilldale Shopping Center. We're going to be out here until 6:30 this evening, so you'll see us and some other News 3 Now crews. You can come help us with those essential school supplies, getting folks ready for a successful school year. And coming up in a little bit, guys, we'll be talking to the Boys and Girls Club about what need is really needed here in the 2025-2026 school year. So we have that to look forward to a little bit later in the 608.
All right, Josh and Savannah, thank you. Well, college students have back to school season on their minds too. UW students will return to class in about a month. One local nonprofit is helping them prepare by offering self-defense classes. The UW Wellbeing Department is partnering with the Madison Rape Crisis Center to offer the program called Chimera. Students meet once a week for 6 weeks to learn from instructor Natalie Demiorbis. She says that the program focuses on safety without interfering with students' daily lives.
Chimera is a program of empowerment self-defense that means that we want self-defense to fit into other people's lives and not have people change their lives to be safer. We try to give people a toolbox of as many options as we can so that in a situation they can make their own decisions about how they want to respond.
The RCC is hosting more self-defense classes throughout this month. You can head to our website, channel3000.com, for more information.
Tomorrow, jury selection will begin in the trial of a man charged with a murder at Madison's Harmony Apartments. Devontae Gafford is charged with first-degree intentional homicide, first-degree recklessly endangering safety, and possession of a firearm as a felon. During his trial in February of last year, a jury found him guilty of possessing a gun as a convicted felon, but a mistrial was declared for the homicide charges. Prosecutors say Gafford shot and killed Devon Grant in 2023 at an apartment complex with a history of violence. Police found more than 60 shell casings at the scene. Investigators say two groups exchanged gunfire. Jury selection begins tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning.
Looking ahead this week, the Blue Mounds woman accused of killing her mother will be in court. Sierra Schoonover is charged with first-degree intentional homicide. Her bond is set at $1 million. Police found 54-year-old Heather Schoonover dead at her home in April of this year. Investigators identified her 31-year-old daughter Sierra as a person of interest. Police took her into custody after she crashed her car after leaving the scene. She has pleaded not guilty. Her court appearance is scheduled for Friday at 2 p.m.
In national news, many of Texas's Democratic leaders are in Illinois, New York, and Massachusetts this morning. It's to prevent a vote to redraw the state's congressional maps. The Republican proposal is backed by President Trump. It could possibly eliminate 5 Democratic U.S. House seats ahead of the 2026 midterms. By leaving the state Sunday, Texas Democrats are temporarily blocking the plan. The state constitution requires 2/3 of the state House present to conduct legislative business. Texas Republicans are justifying the redistricting by citing concerns that the current maps are unconstitutional and racially gerrymandered. Democrats say it would suppress the votes of people of color and are vowing retribution in blue states where they control district boundaries. Now, we have seen similar tactics to prevent a vote here in Wisconsin. In 2011, Wisconsin Democratic senators fled to Illinois to stop a vote on an early version of Act 10. The bill was passed a few weeks later.
New overnight, over 3,000 workers at Boeing facilities in St. Louis and Illinois are now on strike as of midnight. This comes after the International Association of Machinists rejected a contract with 40% raises. The workers build F-15 and F-18 fighter jets at the Missouri and Illinois plants. This is Boeing's second strike in less than a year.
In more local news now, Madison Metro adding a new route to a quickly growing city suburb in a couple of weeks. Route D2 will provide all-day service to Verona. Beginning Sunday, August 17th, Route D2 will run every half an hour on weekdays and every hour on nights and weekends. Stops include Verona Park and Ride, Ice Age National Scenic Trail, Hometown Community Park, Century School Park, Verona High School, and the Epic Campus. There will also be some schedule adjustments to Route 75 as part of all of this. If you want all the details, just go to metrobus.com/Verona. Well, if you've ever swung a golf club in Madison, it's possible you were at Vitense Golfland.
The Westside Play Place of all things golf is turning 70. With these celebrations came special pricing with activities like mini golf and a round on the golf course being just $7 to mark 70 years. Vitense Golfland has grown with the city of Madison for decades after its founding in 1955.
Started very, very small out in the middle of the country, and the city sort of grew up around us. You know, we love Madison, and you know, the neighborhood has been here for a long time. It has supported us. But yeah, it's ever changing. I mean, the Beltline looks so much different. I, of course, wasn't around 70 years ago, but we certainly have pictures of what the Beltline looked like. And, you know, it was definitely out in the middle of the country.
Organizers say the day was a celebration of the community for its support in keeping the business thriving for so many years.
Imagine what the Beltline and that area looked like 70 years ago when they opened up. Congratulations. What a milestone.
Well, we are checking in now with your health news. And the warning signs you should never ignore that could save your brain health. But first, we're going to get to Josh and what he has to say.
Plus, it's time to stuff the bus. We're live at University Ave at Walgreens this morning as we're trying to stuff this bus with school supplies for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County. We're going to talk about how you can help coming up next in the 608.
And in your health news, the warning signs you should never ignore that could save your brain health. I share tips for prevention in my Consumer Report coming up.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
6:11 on your Monday. We are ready to stuff the bus.
Our meteorologist Savannah Brito is live at the Walgreens on University Avenue with your first WARN forecast. Savannah, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, we're at Stuff the Bus on University Avenue, just outside of the Walgreens. Josh is here with me. We'll get to that and why we're here in just a minute, but it's definitely a fall-like start. We're at 55 right now in Madison. Most of southern Wisconsin lower to mid 50s. There's a couple spots that are a little bit cooler than that. Camp Douglas only at 48 this morning. And then 63 in Milwaukee. Waukesha's been having a data outage. That number, they're not in the mid 70s right now, but we will see temperatures climb. Most of us are looking at the upper 70s, lower 80s later this afternoon. Not tracking decent chances for showers or storms until high pressure that's overhead starts to break down. And that's also when you can expect the smoke to move out of here. We have really low visibilities because the current smoke cover, heavy to even moderate to heavy smoke, is affecting us. Our visibility down to 3 miles in Madison. There are a couple areas that are a lot lower than that, though. Camp Douglas and Boscobel both down to just a quarter of a mile. Lone Rock's at 0 right now, and Watoma at 6. So everybody is seeing fog affect our smoke, affect our visibilities, and we are waking up with that yellow and even orange and some red, which is the most heavy of smoke on this map. We'll see a little bit of an improvement, like I said, as we head for Wednesday and Thursday, but we're still going to see this probably get extended at least one more time because most of us fall in that orange, which is unhealthy for sensitive groups when you're talking about the air quality across the entire state of Wisconsin. So we have this alert right now until noon today, but I do think they'll extend it at least one more day. By Wednesday and Thursday, we'll see that yellow move in. That's still moderate, so not good, which falls in that green color. I think we'll get there slowly but surely as we head into Friday and this upcoming weekend. But Wednesday and Thursday are going to have those values probably as low as 100. Today, we could see the air quality values as low as about 150 across all of southern Wisconsin. By Thursday and through Sunday, this upcoming weekend, that's when we're tracking hot weather conditions. We're back to near 90 with overnight lows that are going to get back into the lower 70s. And then that's also when storm chances are going to return too. We turn pretty active, but it definitely feels like fall today. We're getting stuff ready to go back to school. Cannot believe it's already here.
It's giving me some back to school vibes this morning, not gonna lie, but I'm happy to see it. I think a lot of folks, because we're not going back to school yet, or there's still some summer left.
Time yet.
That's
exactly.
Good. All right, Savannah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, hey, as we've been talking about, we are out at Stuff the Bus here this morning outside of Walgreens on University Avenue. Of course, we're doing this with the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County. We have Lindsey Brahms joining us this morning. Lindsey, good morning to you.
Good morning, Josh. Thanks for having me.
You know, when you got here this morning, I was like, I can't believe we're back. We're doing this again, but the time is now.
The time is now, and it's so hard to believe August is already here, but that means back to school time and time to support our kids here in our community.
What are the essential school supplies that we're looking for here in 2025?
Yes, so this year we're really looking for backpacks, those essential school supplies, colored pencils, markers, calculators, things like that really will help students succeed this academic year.
And the need is still there here as we talk about going back to school. There's a lot of folks that need our help.
Absolutely. So the Boys and Girls Club's goal this year is to support 500 youth this year going back to school with that. And the students we support every year, as well as the local community at large, there's definitely a need here.
And working with these families, it obviously is so expensive to be able to get these school supplies. So what are some of the messages you're hearing with those that you work with?
Yeah, so it's really expensive to send kids back to school. And so our job as a Boys and Girls Club is to help alleviate that burden for families too. And we really want students to feel empowered when they walk into the classroom doors starting when school year starts.
And it takes a community effort to pull this off. This is no easy feat.
Yes, absolutely. We're so grateful to our partners, Midwest Financial Group, Walgreens, Kindness Bank, you all for supporting this too. We need everyone to help make a difference this year.
And, you know, when we look at trying to do this year after year, you know, we have to keep this moving, and that's why it's so important for our viewers to come out and keep supporting this as well.
Absolutely. So folks can donate. We have several donation sites across town. We have some here at Walgreens, right here on University Avenue. And then back to school itself is August 21st in the evening too. So people have up until the 15th to donate. They can go to our website and shop our Amazon wish list, Easy Office products wish list, and they actually just send them directly to us for us to sort before the 21st.
That's
as well.
so convenient. And I know there's also a donate money option, because sometimes you can buy this stuff in bulk. You can make it go a little bit further than what you typically can.
Absolutely. And so that's an option on our website as well. People can donate, and then we will shop for school supplies. So maybe we didn't get enough backpacks per se. And so then we take that money to get backpacks for youth as well.
Awesome. Well, the goal is we want to fill this bus by the end of the day. Do you think we can do it?
I think we can.
It's going to be another amazing year. Lizzie, thank you so much for being here this morning. morning. We appreciate it. Again, we have everything you need to know up on channel3000.com. We're here today all the way through 6:30 this evening through our 6 o'clock newscast. So come out, say hello, and bring those school supplies, guys.
All right, Josh, can't do it without the folks at home. We need them to step up and donate once again this year. It's time to stuff the bus. Thanks, Josh. We'll talk to you soon. Well, if you've been reaching for Q-tips to clean your ears, you might want to think twice.
Our consumer reporter, Michelle Renee Quinn, spoke to local experts about the importance of ear health. This morning, she shares warning signs from the ear that could put your brain health at risk and best practices to keep you protected. Good morning.
Chris, Kyrian, good morning. Hearing problems affect people of all ages, and maybe it's just a buildup of wax. But the National Institutes of Health say 37.5 million Americans who are 18 or older have reported hearing loss. Now, hearing loss, especially in midlife, can be an early symptom of dementia. I spoke with professional hearing care audiologist Allie Anderson, and she says if you feel like you're having a hard time hearing a background noise, soft speech, or if you find yourself disengaging in conversations, it's time for a hearing test. Getting your hearing tested early can reduce your risk of cognitive decline and dementia by up to 500%. She says the key is acting fast.
If you wake up one day and all of a sudden everything's like you can't hear at all, go to see urgent care right away because you want to rule out that it's just wax.
Andersons recommend checking with primary care, urgent care, or an audiologist for wax removal. Proper ear hygiene means avoiding Q-tips, which push wax deeper into your ears. Instead, let water run in your ears naturally in the shower or use hydrogen peroxide drops to loosen wax. And for any amateur ear cleaners out there, maybe using a tool like the B-Bird, if you feel the pain, like this, you can see it's going into the ear, and if you feel that pain, you need to stop cleaning immediately. You've gone way too deep. This is B-Bird images right here of what the wax in your ear can look like. So it's either wax or hearing loss. Definitely get it checked out.
Yeah, you can never be too sure. Michelle Renee, thank you for those tips this morning.
Of course.
Well, in other health news, the Department of Health Services is confirming the first measles cases in Wisconsin this year. Oconto County Public Health is confirming 9 cases. That's near Green Bay. DHS says the exposure came from travel outside of Wisconsin. Right now, the overall risk to the public is low, but the disease is known to be highly contagious. Alongside the rash, measles symptoms include a runny nose, being tired, and red eyes, among others. If you notice those symptoms, stay home and call your doctor.
Well, if you're a parent, chances are you might have a picky eater. Small children can have big ideas about what they do and don't want to eat, right? But not every meal has to be a battle. The company Kids Eat in Color is offering up tips to how to feed your picky eater. They have more than 2 million followers on Instagram. Its founder says the best strategy is to make eating veggies fun and silly. And just as important, remember what not to do.
One of the things that we often want to do is, hey, if you eat your veggies, I'll give you a cookie. Which, you know, it might work, and no judgment if you're doing that. At the same time, what you're really telling your child is veggies aren't good, right, and cookies are really good, which is the opposite of what we want to teach them. So,
Dietitian Jennifer Anderson has specific advice on children and candy too. She says to delay introducing sugar as long as you can, avoid negotiating about it, and try not to frame it as bad so your child doesn't feel guilty or scared. Boy.
Right, you know, it can be a battle. Be a battle, some of that back and forth. So sometimes,
yeah, it's so hard, especially in the moment when you're trying to get them to eat something that it's not palatable to them. They don't like the way that it tastes, but you're trying to convince them that it tastes better than it does.
A little bribery here and there, but
yeah,
just gotta try different avenues.
Parents,
sometimes.
you're doing great out there.
Yes.
Mom and Dad, you're crushing it. Just
don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, still ahead, would you eat a $100 pancake? Plus, see the new decorations from one store for spooky season.
Back after this.
Welcome back. Here's what's trending this morning. IHOP is capitalizing on the TikTok trend by unveiling Luxe Dubai chocolate pancakes. Take a look at this. They're buttermilk pancakes infused with Dubai chocolate flavors. The snack is topped with a massive Dubai chocolate bar And then I thought we had a picture of it. My bad.
But this is that green oozy stuff.
The green oozy stuff
that was coming out of the chocolate we showed a few days ago.
Yes. Yes.
The Dubai chocolate.
Yes, the Dubai chocolate. But this one's gonna be the chocolate bar, Madagascar vanilla infused whipped cream, and a shaving with edible 24 karat gold pancakes. Excuse me, flakes. And IHOP says they're worth $100, more than $100.
Oh.
Yes.
You know, those are some pricey pancakes.
Yes. But if you want to get a little taste of these, you're going to have to travel, because the chain is giving away free taste of them today at locations in New York, Los Angeles, and Austin, Texas. Then they plan to sell a pared down version for a $13 at some of those locations.
Well, better than $100.
Yeah, we can do a $13 nice stack of chocolate pancakes. I'll take that.
Yes. And then quickly, we'll take a look at the decorations coming to Home Depot for spooky season, but actually we're not. So we'll be maybe better luck next time. We're back with more Stuff the Bus coverage after this.
This morning, back-to-school shoppers are already feeling higher prices from tariffs. How new tariffs could affect your wallet.
Struggling at school, or maybe listening isn't quite all there.
Plus, ear health ahead of the upcoming school year. Local experts explain how you can keep those little canals clean.
Plus, Stuff the Bus. This morning, we are kicking off our annual back-to-school supply drive. Good Monday morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Ann Lee. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. I know you're probably thinking it's August 4th, and we're talking about back to school season, but we're less than a month out now.
We had to do it now so we can get all those supplies to the kids by the time school starts. So this morning, we're going to try to stuff the bus once again. News 3 Now's back to school supply drive is back.
Josh Sprider and meteorologist Savannah Brito are out live at our kickoff event this morning, and they're ready to go. Hey, guys.
Hey guys, good morning to you.
Good morning. We're at Stuff the Bus. That's right.
Yes, we are officially underway here this morning, 30 minutes in, and we're asking folks to come on out and help us stuff the bus with those essential school supplies as we can help local families here in the Dane County area. We're teaming up once again with the Boys and Girls Club to make this happen. Again, we're on University Ave, right at the Whitney Way intersection across from Hilldale Shopping Center. Shout out to Walgreens for letting us put this big yellow bus provided by Labor's Bus Lines in Wanakee. This is going to be a fun event, and hey, the weather this morning really could not be better, other than the haze.
Yeah, the haze.
But temperature-wise,
exactly. It feels fall-like, getting into that back-to-school kind of spirit as far as the weather goes. But we have a hot stretch coming back.
Oh boy!
For us. I know. So for now, it's comfortable, but that's not necessarily going to be how the rest of the week plays out. Right now, temperatures sitting in the mid-50s. Are at 55 in Madison, 56 in Sun Prairie, and 57 in Deerfield. But a couple other areas are slightly cooler than that. Camp Douglas did wake up to 48. They're now just at the 50-degree mark. That's where most of us sit. Janesville and Monroe, a little bit warmer than that, in the mid to upper 50s there. Everyone is going to see temperatures climb to near 80, but the big story is still the haze that's caused from the wildfire smokes to our west and north that is affecting our overall visibilities this morning and our air quality. As you can see, most of us fall in the unhealthy for some category with values as low as 150. But the good news is we are going to see that air quality get a little bit better. By Wednesday and Thursday, we'll see yellow, which is moderate. So, you know, could be worse, but we're going to gradually see as that high pressure overhead breaks down, our air quality return closer to what's good. So,
you know,
that's a positive thing.
A positive. We're trying for the positives this morning.
Exactly.
It's also, I had to pull out the jacket again today.
Seriously.
Which has been unusual as of late, because usually I've been rocking the t-shirt because it's been so uncomfortable.
Warm. Yeah, and we'll see that by mid to late week this week. So we won't need those jackets once we get to Wednesday.
All right, well, come on out and see us again. We're at the Walgreens on University Ave across from Hilldale Shopping Center. We're going to be here until 6:30 this evening. Bring those school supplies so we can stuff the bus. Coming up here in a little bit, we'll be talking with the Boys and Girls Club and also Walgreens, as we really encourage the community to make a difference here in 2025. For now, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Josh, Savannah, thank you. Now to national news this morning. President Trump's tariffs war is entering a new chapter. On Thursday, updated tariffs announced by the president will take effect.
The president says the increased duties will benefit the economy, but economists say the average American household will see a price increase of about $2,400. They include 35% tariffs on many Canadian goods, 39% on Swiss products, and 50% on Brazilian goods. The budget lab at Yale University says the trade wars increased the average U.S. tariff now from 2.5% at the start of the year to over 18% now. That is the highest since 1934. And on Wall Street this morning, stocks looking to rebound after taking a big hit on Friday. This morning, a lot of green, though. Dow futures are up about 0.5% this morning. S&P futures up 0.5%, and NASDAQ futures are up about 0.7%.
Back to school shopping is in full swing, and if you're a parent, you may already be feeling the impact of tariff-driven price increases. Shoppers are heading out earlier than ever trying to score some deals. New numbers from the National Retail Federation show 4 out of 5 shoppers planned around July sales, but many are still feeling the pinch. Josephine Mann, a shopper at Howard Meyer, says back-to-school shopping costs more every year.
Tariffs make a difference, yeah, and then it does cost more because of that, because so many things are, I hate to say it, but made in China, and if they're having to put tariffs on that, and then the store puts, yeah, I think everybody's adding. It's rough.
The National Retail Federation expects shoppers to spend nearly $900 on average for K-12 supplies this year. Still, 85% of shoppers have supplies left to check off their list.
6:34 happening today. The woman accused of poisoning several women in Rock and Dane counties is due back in court. Andrea Whitaker has an initial appearance for 3 counts of attempted first-degree intentional homicide. The charges stem from several hazmat situations in Madison. Investigators discovered that she and her co-defendant, Paul Van Dyne, attempted to poison his ex-girlfriends. The pair faces charges in both Rock and Dane counties. Now, in Dane County, the couple faces charges of conspiracy to commit first-degree intentional homicide and stalking. Prosecutors say that Van Dyne called Whitaker from jail and asked her to remove belongings from his house. DOJ agents then intercepted this outside of his home. And in Dane County, Whitaker's bond is set at $4 million, while Van Dyne's bond is set at $10 million. Tomorrow, Whitaker will be in court at 1 p.m., while Van Dyne's hearing is set for 1:15. It is today that Whitaker will appear in Rock County Court. That hearing is scheduled for 3 o'clock this afternoon.
In 2027, the Young Republican National Convention will take place in Milwaukee. The event is expected to draw more than 1,000 young Republicans in the city in August of 2027. Kyle Schrader, chairman of the Wisconsin Young Republicans, said in a statement, quote, "Once again, Wisconsin will take the national spotlight as young Republicans from across the country gather in Milwaukee to organize, energize, and help elect Republicans up and down the ballot." In Washington, President Trump says the White House will announce a new statistician in the next few days. Trump continues to defend his decision to fire the commissioner of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, insisting that the latest job numbers from the Department of Labor were made up. July's report showed only 73,000 jobs created, plus downward revisions to numbers from May and June. Now to the Middle East. New footage from the UN highlights the dire situation Palestinians face in Gaza as they struggle to find scarce humanitarian aid amid starvation. An airplane dropped more humanitarian supplies over central Gaza, where aid workers warn a famine is unfolding. The airdrop came just a day after U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff met in Tel Aviv with family members of hostages held in Gaza. Witkoff has been in the Middle East trying to salvage truce talks for Gaza and address the region's humanitarian crisis. Right now in Montana, a manhunt continues for a 45-year-old man who police say shot 4 people at a bar. Police say 45-year-old Michael Brown shot and killed 4 people in the tight-knit community of Anaconda. They say he is armed and dangerous. Police believe the suspect was a regular at the bar and say he lived nearby. Investigators have found the truck that he used to get away, but no signs of the man accused in the quadruple homicide. We have new video this morning of the Dragon Bravo fire currently burning in Arizona. Take a look at this video here. The wildfire near the Grand Canyon is now the largest in the nation, spreading over more than 1,000 acres. The fire has reached mega fire status. It started nearly a month ago and has destroyed the historic Grand Canyon Lodge on the North Rim. Brewers holding on to first place in the division. Sunday, they were looking to complete the season sweep of the Nationals. Brewers on the road in the nation's capital, winning the last 2 handily. Second inning, Brewers up 1-0. Bryce Terang launches one for a 2-run home run. He'll have 2 on the day. We'll show you that next one in just a moment.
To the 7th now, Brewers up 8-1. Brandon Lockridge locked in. He sends this one out to right and brings a couple around to score. Now, same inning. You know, I said that Turang had another one. This looks almost like a carbon copy of that earlier highlight, but trust me, it's a different one. That one goes sailing over the wall. Crew whip the Nationals 14-3 and complete the season sweep. Brewers start a road series in Atlanta today. You can watch tomorrow's game on our sister station, TVW, on channel 3.2. You know, as kids head back to school, proper hearing health is crucial for their learning and communication.
Our consumer reporter, Michelle Renee Quinn, spoke with a local audiologist and has what you should be on the lookout for. Good morning.
Chris, Kyrian, good morning. Throughout the summer, you may have noticed your child not quite listening to you. Now, this could just be your stubborn child, but it could also mean it's time for a hearing test. At Professional Hearing Care in Fitchburg, audiologist Allie Anderson says the main sign parents should look for is whether your child is listening clearly or if they need to be right in front of you to hear you. If you see your child showing signs like tugging at their ears or difficulty listening, local experts say it could be an ear-related easy fix.
Something that just notifies that it's uncomfortable or itchy. But yeah, you kind of notice a behavioral change in your child, in a sense. That could ultimately be part of their ears, or maybe frustration, because if you don't hear very well, it can ultimately lead to frustration on both of your ends, right?
Anderson says you can keep kids' little ear canals clean by letting the water run in there naturally during a shower and using a washcloth to clean around the ears. However, for children with a history of infections or ear tubes, Anderson cautions you to avoid water in the ears. She recommends if you see signs, consult with your primary care provider or pediatrician first to see if an ear cleaning is necessary. And you might have heard about avoiding the use of Q-tips for ear cleaning. Anderson emphasizes that our ears are made to push out that wax naturally, so using Q-tips can actually impact the wax and push it deeper.
All right, thanks for the heads up, the warning about Q-tips. All right,
Yep.
Michelle Renee, thanks.
And it's time to stuff the bus here for school supplies for local kids. I'm Josh Sprider, live in the 608 this morning with how you can help us make a difference yet again next.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
6:43 on your Monday. It is a big day here at News 3 Now because we're kicking off our Stuff the Bus event.
Yes, and our Savannah Brito is live at the Walgreens on University Avenue with your forecast this morning to get you ready as you head out the door, and also if you plan to head over to Stuff the Bus.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Thank you. We're right outside the Walgreens on University Avenue. We'll have a preview coming up in just a little bit after I do weather with Josh in the 608 as to why we're here. But it's definitely a fall-like start to our morning. Got the jacket on. We're only at 55 right now. That's where most of southern Wisconsin does sit. 50 in Camp Douglas. 60 in Monroe Star, a couple warmer areas to our south and also east towards Milwaukee. Everyone is going to stay hazy today across southern Wisconsin, but temperatures are going to be nice. We'll see them rise into the upper 70s, lower 80s. This is all before we see the hot stretch and also stormy weather that's going to return late in the week and heading into this upcoming weekend. So enjoy the nice temperatures while we do still have them, but we are still in the orange, unhealthy for sensitive groups as far as our air quality goes, and that's affecting our visibilities this morning, so limit time outside if you can, at least for a little while. 3 miles, that's our visibility currently in Madison. 0 though in Boscobel and Lone Rock. Everybody is seeing visibility issues out there this morning because of the smoke. Very, very hazy skies. Everybody's also waking up with that at least lighter blue. We've got most of southern Wisconsin and central Wisconsin waking up with yellow and red. This is moderate to heavy smoke that's affecting everyone out there. We will start to see a little bit of an improvement. I think they'll probably extend this air quality alert again into tomorrow because we're still going to fall in that orange, which is the unhealthy for some today and tomorrow. But once we get closer to Wednesday and Thursday, our high pressure overhead starts to break down a little bit, and that'll move some of that heavier smoke out of here, we'll still be dealing with moderate air quality, but nonetheless, that's a lot better than what we're going to see today and tomorrow. It's going to be a little bit of a stormy pattern with stronger storms possible Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Next week, the end of this week into next weekend, that's our next better rain chances. But at least we're dry until then. The biggest thing is the haze and smoke. We'll be back to near 90 by Thursday. So, you know, summer's not done yet. It feels fall-like this morning, Josh, but that's not going to set the tone for the rest of the week.
I'm just happy that we have a nice forecast for Stuff the Bus other than that haze today.
Exactly. We're outside of Walgreens, so if people haven't gotten their supplies yet, they can go inside and do so right behind us.
Awesome, Savannah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, hey, we're in the 608 this morning. Of course, talking Stuff the Bus, I've got a couple of friends joining us this morning. Lindsay from the Boys and Girls Club and Brian from Walgreens. Guys, thanks so much for being here this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yes, you bet. Lindsay, let's start with you. Of course, Boys and Girls Club, you guys are our proud partner here once again, and we're going to make a difference yet again this year.
Absolutely. No, we're excited to be here outside of Walgreens today for our kickoff and then next week for our finale on the 15th, and excited to give back to kids on the 21st.
What are we looking for as far as those essential school supplies this year?
Yeah, so really anything you can think of that will help make the academic year a success for our students. So everything from backpacks to colored pencils, markers, pencils, folders, anything that students really need, the essentials to help them get them through the school year.
And we're also proud to have Walgreens helping us out this year. We've got this big yellow bus here in your Walgreens parking lot. Brian, thanks so much for helping us.
Yeah, happy to do it.
You know, what made Walgreens want to be part of an event like this?
We've partnered with Boys and Girls Club for the last 4 years, but we love helping the community, getting involved with kids in particular. So this is a great cause.
And this is really what it's all about, is community, Lindsay, and you guys won't be able to do what you do without the community.
That is so true, Josh. And that's something we're so grateful for our partners. We're grateful for Walgreens, Kindness Bank, Midwest Financial Group, our core partners, and those organizations who are actually hosting donation drives as well.
So we have multiple ways people can give back. Obviously, we're trying to stuff the bus with those school supplies, but what other ways can people do so that might be a little bit easier than them having to come out here physically?
Absolutely. So we actually have an Amazon wish list and an Easy Office wish list on our website where people can go directly to that wish list, find school supplies, and actually send it directly to us for us to sort in preparation for the 21st.
And Brian, I would imagine that you guys probably have some stuff inside the store that's pretty convenient too.
Absolutely. In all of our Walgreens stores in Dane County, and bins set up between now and the 15th when we have the final pickup.
And that's the nice thing. If folks aren't able to come out here today, they can do so anytime over the next couple of weeks at your stores?
Correct. Yep. We'll have them in all of our Dane County locations.
Why is it so important for Walgreens to be part of an event like this?
Well, I think we want to help out kids, make sure that we're doing our part, but we also have a lot of the same things that they need, and in addition, immunizations available before you get into the school season.
You know, it's all those things, Lindsay, that people get stressed out about when it comes to back to school, and we're trying to alleviate that stress a little bit.
Absolutely. It's expensive to go back to school, so any way we can help out the community, we're trying to do so.
Awesome. Lindsay, Brian, thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. If you'd like to learn more about Stuff the Bus and how you can help us with this bus behind us, just go to the story up on channel3000.com. Again, we're at the Walgreens on University Ave, right across from Hilldale Shopping Center. We're going to be out here until 6:30 this evening. This is just the start, guys. We've got a 2-week push. We'll be out here again next Friday, but we want to try and make a difference and see how many families we can help here in Dane County.
It's all about the impact. It's all about getting those kids ready to go back to school. Can't do it without the community's help. We have such a generous community that always supports us year in and year out. And we're asking you again to do so this year. So make sure you get those essential school supplies to us. And if you don't have the time to go out and buy something yourself, there are plenty of ways to contribute online without leaving your home.
Yes, so let's try to fill that bus from the back to the front. Yes.
Floor to ceiling.
Yes,
Let's do it.
We love it.
Thanks, Josh.
Well, coming up in the morning sprint, the U.S. charging network for electric vehicles is growing when it could approach the number of gas stations.
If you have a little kiddo turning 3 soon, send us a picture. We'll show it on TV. We're back with the sprint right after this. .653, time for the morning sprint.
Let's check in with our Josh Brighter, who's live now.
Come help us. Come help us stuff the bus here at Walgreens on University Ave. We're right across from Hilldale Shopping Center this morning. We're going to be here all out here until 6:30 this evening. We're looking for those essential school supplies as we partner with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County. You can find all of those materials up on channel3000.com.
Thanks, Josh. Right now, Democratic lawmakers from Texas are out of the state to prevent a vote on the Republican effort backed by President Trump to redraw the state's congressional maps. Texas Republicans justify the redistricting by citing concerns the current maps are unconstitutional and racially gerrymandered. Democrats have said it would suppress the votes of colored people.
The Trump administration says tariffs that take effect Thursday are likely to stick. They include 35% on many Canadian goods, 39% on Swiss products, and 50% on Brazilian goods. The budget lab at Yale University says the trade war has increased the average U.S. tariff from 2.5% at the start of this year to over 18%.
The U.S. charging network for electric vehicles is still growing. More than 16,000 new fast charging ports are expected to be installed this year, led by companies including Tesla, ChargePoint, and EVgo. The growth comes despite an expected drop in EV sales this year. At this pace, the country could have 100,000 public fast charging ports by 2027, closely approaching the 145,000 gas stations nationwide.
Happening today, the woman accused in a poisoning plot in both Rock and Dane counties is due in court. Andrea Whitaker is charged with 3 counts of attempted first-degree intentional homicide. Investigators say Whitaker and her co-defendant, Paul Van Dyne, tried to poison his ex-girlfriends. Her initial appearance in Rock County is scheduled for 3 p.m. this afternoon.
New overnight, Boeing employees who build fighter jets are now on strike. The union that represents the 3,200 workers say they rejected a 4-year deal. Boeing says the agreement would have boosted wages by an average of 40%. Boeing machinists also went on strike last year for 7 weeks before accepting a new contract.
The Brewers are on a roll. They completed the season sweep of the National Sunday, winning 14-3. Brewers start a series on the road in Atlanta today. You can watch tomorrow's game on our sister station, TVW, on channel 3.2.
Well, it's still going to be hazy outside with most of southern Wisconsin in the unhealthy for some category. That's the orange we were showing the last several days, today and tomorrow. And then better conditions return, a little bit better of conditions anyways, by Wednesday and Thursday. It turns stormy Friday into the weekend. Temperatures are going to be near normal today, but then by mid to late week, Wednesday through Sunday, it will be hot again.
CBS Mornings is next. Our next newscast is at noon.
Have a good day.